Lord.agion here with another Grey Goo Replay. Spawning on the top side, we have the Lonely BM Child. And spawning on the bottom side, we have the Mangadoyle? Mangadoyle? I'm not exactly sure. If you've seen any of my previous videos, I am absolutely horrible at pronouncing names. I currently spread it forward to the 5-minute mark because it's now starting to get a bit interesting. We got a single small protein, perhaps a scout, perhaps for harassment. Falling back, can't climb up, cannot go across water. And he's probably going to spawn some drovers. Currently getting hit by some revolvers. It's currently down to half health. Trying to get a bit of a harvester, but he only has 20 health left. He needs to form it. Perhaps a couple striders would be good. Nope, deciding to go for a couple drovers. Splitting up the revolvers to prevent any additional splash damage. And pulling this one away, they're having trouble shooting at it. And while the other two are constantly putting DPS, and these units are not in an aggressive stance. Or even a guard stance. And now we're going to see a bit of a counterattack with some revolvers. Currently the Goo player has 6 Mother Goos compared to the human player's 4 refinery. A couple striders there just to try to deny any early mining, but they get cleaned up by the larger number of revolvers. And he's starting. The only VM child was starting to reform a defense against a large number of revolvers. That's a good. This is probably a good number of striders to deal with the smaller number of revolvers. Well, they are half health, and this one gets sniped due to the fact that they are lower health. The revolvers try to haul ass, losing only 2. Got the price of 1 strider. Overall, not really that worth it, but it forced out respawn the Goo player not rapidly expanding, which overall that's pretty good. We got 4 revolvers going around, perhaps for a harassment force. The other 4 revolvers that are attacking. Perhaps a good idea would be to split them up and send them out to different targets, but there's these destructible rocks here, only limiting 2 lanes of access to the center area. Even then, if he wants to reach these 2, he needs to destroy another layer of rocks. It's just probably too many breakable rocks in this map, I would say. Got a good number of striders and drovers there. He sees his revolvers hit force, sustaining heavy damage on this Mother Goo. Will he get the snipe on it? Nice. That made these 4 revolvers, sort of 5 right here, extremely worth it. Able to snipe down, basically equivalent to an extractor and a war factory. This other revolver is now gonna be run down. Still not dead. Gets a snipe on one of the small proteins. That's a pretty big blunder. As you can see, there's a monitor up. Perhaps just a scout. We don't see any AA response to remove it. Got a large number of revolvers and a couple Gladys. 2 revolvers. And he sees all these Mother Goos. He realizes he's probably extremely behind on extractors. Currently, the forces are engaging. These Gladys weren't exactly engaging. They will be overwhelmed by the large numbers. And these reinforcing revolvers are not engaging, and this force is being cleaned up. These revolvers should just get out of there. Yep, he rolled that one back. And looks like the Goo player is going to lay on some additional damage without. Well, he probably should attack now, though there are a couple anti-heavy sentinels which will cause a lot of losses for him. Why a conduit wire here and here? Can power jump between these two? I don't think so. Yeah, he sold that off. We see a Strider hit force, probably coming in for our frontal assault. Couple revolvers here for scouting. He's forgot about these small proteins. And we see this debris. This debris has so much health, it takes quite a bit to actually focus it down. Which, if we, this entire forest is taking this long to focus it down, really. And there goes destructible debris. And now he's going to march forward and probably snipe this extractor. And he realized, if you would have noticed that that harvester was going over here, suggesting there's more extractors over there. So he, instead of pushing towards a base, he could push to where he thinks there's another extractor. But there are another extractor. He probably will snipe this one. Perhaps get some good amount of damage on this one. Maybe not destroy it. Getting some conduit wire up should teleport these anti-heavy sentinels to this conduit wire. Nice. He did a lot of economic damage, and now he's pulling back before he sustained any real damage, or just pulling back to the bush so he can get a better engagement, initial engagement. We can see some large proteins now coming out, which may result in some armored warfare. Perhaps it would be artillery. We got first upgrade, dwellers. Oh, dwellers, stealth dwellers. Sniping additional 2 harvesters, but gotta be careful that these harvesters, when they come back, they explode. He should realize his extractor over here. Sure, he is denying the economy by sniping the harvesters that come along, but it's still better to destroy the extractor outright. Because there's what, 30-second delay on a refinery from actually harvesting. We got, oh, looks like that was a monitor. We got this Mangadoyle engaging. Small protein also came out, but luckily he didn't really need it. Mangadoyle sustained some damage, but it's regenerating up. We got some Striders here. Looks like he probably thought it was maybe down there, but he should really get there. I wonder if... No, probably the human player destroyed those rocks. There's no reason for the Goo player to destroy those rocks. And now we see Destructors. Gets a nice snipe on one of the Destructors, and that's a lot of large protein. I think he turned those Destructors hoping that he'll expect a response by an impending attack by Destructors, so he prepare for it. But if he turns them to suddenly turn into Dwellers, but he still has another 2 minutes left, so Dwellers are a bit far away, far behind. This force is trying to still here, and now these units are actually coming in one by one. This, it will give him a nice initial favorable engagement. He probably should focus on ones just in the bush, so if he loses vision, must move forward, get some additional free shots, but he's currently focusing down trying to focus down the Gladys. Currently they're dancing a bit. They seem like they were dancing, not actually firing for most of that time, so he lost quite a bit. Looks like daggers are out. Daggers now gain stealth, which surprising enough, because Dwellers are going to be crap right now. Stealth Dwellers. He does have 2 Stealth Dwellers right now. He needs to utilize them immediately, but apparently they're stuck by the Bastion. Currently, the Goo player is on all 12 Mother Goos harvesting, compared to the human player's 5 refinery, which at this point the Goo player can start to get to the overrunning point. Now he's going to try to use those Dwellers. There is no daggers right now in the front. In fact, I don't think he has any daggers left. No, he just only built the 1 dagger, but he has not built any more. There is a dagger coming out, which will he spot those Dwellers? Where are those dwellers? Looks okay. It looks like one dweller's right here. He has to make sure not to put it next to a harvester, because a harvester for a dweller is not worth it. We got Gladys and Revolver hit force, trying to see if we can't mop up some other goos. There is this one largely undefended, just split into a small protein, so it's now down half of its health. Focus on the small protein quite readily, and then gets on top of the cliff. He needs to get a monitor is on its way. And now it's spotted, and now this mother goo will die. We got, ooh, this dweller. There's no dagger there. Can he catch up to him? He's probably will catch up to him once he starts engaging this mother goo, and then he can unleash. Let's see, what does Jihad say? Ulak Akbar, or deploy it now before you lose the mother goo. He lost it, but wipes out the entire force. Worth the mother goo, he has plenty of resources in stock, so he can replace the mother goos he lost and wiped out the entire force there. Does he realize that was a dweller that wiped out the entire force? I am not sure. He was already building daggers. Doesn't look like he was building any more daggers. Currently this large factory is not in a proper position to make an alpha, because you need to build the attachment force, then the factory, then build the rest of the attachments. Now we got a strong goo force with a lot of destructors, which is now really, he probably should research all his upgrades now. He has a lot of resources in stock. He should probably get all of his upgrades now. We got a frontal force here. We got one dagger. He sees the dwellers. He snipes the dwellers. Now he knows there are dwellers out, but this force is being cleaned up, while the rest of his force is going for the main base. He's pulling back. He should engage. He doesn't realize he has a superior army. This mother goo it decides to go in for the attack, which I don't think these guys can see up the mountains. Deciding to go and attack the force that attacked him, and that's reasonable. Not exactly what I would recommend. Perhaps turns into two dweller. That was a bit of a waste of a dweller due to the fact that that force was already going to be cleaned up. But then again, dwellers are quite limited now since he knows his dweller production, but he's not building any more daggers. He has no daggers left. He has no stealth detection. So dwellers once again actually reign supreme. We got this big mother goo. We might probably at this time he may want to invest a proto purger with this one. If he can lose additional 11 population. Because he's in a good state, he can start building a proto purger. And now he's coming out for attack. Artillery coming in by the Demon Artillery Sentinel. Got some nice air units in. Focusing down the air units. Don't think they can be taunted since they're technically too far away up in the air. And this is a nice hold. A nice mixture of anti-heavy and some artillery sentinels. Suppress the force. Building some more anti-heavy sentinels, but the problem is the human player cannot maintain be on the defensive this entire time. He only has 6 extractors compared to 12 mother goo. Deciding not going for a proto purger. He needs to get some AA because there's a lot of scythes out. That's a bit overkill on AA. unless you go for the Tempest becomes artillery. Which actually, Tempest artillery isn't half bad. They have an AoE radius of actually 150. I think that's a little bit smaller than Crescents, though they do less damage than Crescents. But for the you can get 6 Tempests out compared to 2 Crescents. And plus they do immediate damage and not what's it called damage over time, so they do better against armored targets. A nice dweller than the small protein that comes out and you get sniped. That's a slow shot. Wait, why is everything slow motion? That's a bit interesting. Is this some sort of slow motion feature I'm not aware of? Perhaps there's an error in writing of the replay. And now we got this large forest. The Bastion can taunt nearby ground units. He should probably really invest into the oh, there is an air pad repair upgrade. Just don't see that many people get it. Which is kind of null and void since there's just so much AA, all sides will be instant sniped out of the air. I would like to see the artillery tech for the Tempests. So you can get a bunch of, for example, does 50 damage, basically 7 damage over. Looks like the Tempests and the Crescents had the same AoE. So, honestly, Tempest Artillery, not a lot of people go for it, but in theory, they're much better. Sure, they have shorter range, but at the price of 2 Crescents, you can get 6 Tempests, which come 100 damage versus 120, basically. And plus, it can also shoot up against air. Now we got a massive frontal assault being the Bastion started to taunt some of the ground units and the nearby anti-heavy sentinels. Got a nice good push, but he's slowly being whittled away by all the artillery sentinels. But now the primary ground force is gone. The Bastion's about to go down, so now this army will start to actually take damage. Got a lot of artillery sentinels coming up, and my game's sort of lagging. And going for the snipe on the factory deck, it's probably not worth in the end, but it does slow down production, not finish it off. Another thing how Tempest artillery, their shots can't be shot down, I think. So that's another good thing about Tempest artillery. Destroyed a lot of sentinels, but nothing much else. Destroyed a lot of army, but remember, the Goo player has had, well, quite a number of refineries, which apparently I think one of the some of the mother Goos are dying by scythes. Do we see a Proto-Purger? Usually, a very campy player can be taken out quite easily by an epic unit. So a Proto-Purger would be good at this time, but deciding not to build one. Then again, it does take a long time to actually build. And let's see. The human player is sending out attacks, but you should know that the Goo player has way too much for him to handle. Getting a nice snipe on 2 of the Crescents. And we got a Proto-Purger building in the frontmost Goo. Mother Goo. That's not exactly smart. This one will be good. This one will be good. Any of these would be good. Not the one that's closest to the enemy base. Currently, the human player is on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 refineries still, but this pool is low. He should probably just move the distractor somewhere else and let it regen. Trying to lock down the area with a lot of artillery fire. Nice prediction shots, because he saw the Gladys go in there, and then just force fire the ground, destroying that Gladys. But the human player doesn't really have much to attack with. Yes, he has a lot of defense, but all these attacks that he's doing are just wasting his economy. He's doing sniping 1, maybe 2 units, but he's losing much more than that, and his economy is a bit more critical. We've got still 1 aircraft left. We've got even a couple Mother Goos coming to the front line to help out. Perhaps they were misrallied because he's moving somewhere else. Let's see, medium, that resource cache is a bit low. A lot of these Mother Goos are actually quite healthy. You could send like all the full health ones to this Proto Purger and probably almost build it. Well, we'll accelerate the building quite quickly. Looks like we got a bit of a harassment force, but well, he does have a lot of defense to defend himself. He probably should research upgrades to prevent his turrets from going down from losing power, because losing power like here would disable all of these turrets here. Losing power here would disable everything along that line. Getting some cloudbursts to shoot down the artillery shots. Very nice. Got a harassment. I don't think there was a Mother Goo there. No, there wasn't, because there's no dead Mother Goo. Did not kill that Trident. He's trying to engage, but he should run away because he knows there's a force there. And it will be killed, this Mother Goo. Does he send out attack? No, he does not. And this has become a bit of a waiting game. He has a lot of full health Mother Goos right here, apparently. Sustaining some serious damage. Getting some nice shots to the bush, almost crushing that entire army without taking a scratch. And this Mother Goo got killed because he wasn't paying attention. You could send all his, like a bunch of his full health Mother Goos just to accelerate the building of the Proto Purger. But he's losing Mother Goos quite readily. Now is he starting to send this Mother Goo? Let's see, a full health Mother Goo will give him... No, he is not sending it to the Proto Purger. And another Mother Goo gets cleaned up. He's losing way too many Mother Goos. So far he's lost 3. He has plenty of economy. He could send force after force and eventually break the human player, but he's not. Large protein, perhaps we could see that and turn into some dwellers. No, gets killed before then. It looks like it's turning into 2 entities, so it could have been dwellers. Probably should turn this one to dwellers. This one can be focused down quite quickly. Turn into dwellers? No, gets killed. And this is just some pretty bad plays. He just lost 3 large proteins. Turns to dwellers. Now he can move out. Didn't get them all, but he got one of the what's it called? Small proteins. And now he's just waiting for his proto-purge to finish. The human player is now taking capitalizing on and now sending out these attacks. So far killed 4 Mother Goos. And he's lost a lot of large protein just to a small strike force. And look, here's another large protein gets sniped. And here's another Mother Goose going to get sniped. He has lost a lot of economy due to he's just throwing away the game now. Do we see? Nope, no spot for an alpha. Got another hit force. Perhaps going to try to hit this Mother Goo. Got one shot. Oh, I see. He just want to get these guys up here on the high ground, so if he tries to move up, he can continuously shoot it. And once again, he's losing another Mother Goo. He is throwing away this game. He had such a huge advantage. But then he's now just throwing it away. Losing way too many Mother Goos. He's sitting waiting for his Proto-Purger, which he could have filled it if he would have taken some of those full health Mother Goos that he lost and turn it into health for the Proto-Purger. A nice kill with that army with the Dweller, but he lost yet another Mother Goo. He's down to 5 Mother Goos. He should be in a state of panic now. This is just how you throw a game. Got another air raid coming up. We may see it. This Mother Goo is now actually pretty low in health just because it made a large protein. Going for the... he went for attack move. Going for the large protein, which will reduce the presence. He pretty low in health now. It's down to its last 20%. Glad it's sort of being thrown away because it could have move and shoot. Gotten more dwellers. These dwellers are engaging quite cost effectively, but he's just losing way too much. He's down and not placing this Mother Goo back onto its point, so probably these sites will destroy him. Those sites made a retreat. And there we go. He is now throwing away this game. He's now down to 4 Mother Goos. The Proto-Purger is strong, but to crack this base head, it can be overwhelmed. We do not see any potential alpha production. Going for additional air pads, so he's capitalizing the fact there's a lack of air, well, anti-air. And if he loses enough Mother Goos, he won't have enough way to build enough anti-aircraft. And his Proto-Purger will be sniped by aircraft. Making more Mother Goos, which is good, but he just lost them needlessly. That Dweller didn't really pay for itself. Getting some nice artillery hits, and this might be the last engagement of the game. If the human player can even get damage on the Proto-Purger, it will stop it from actually being spawned. Because the Proto-Purger does not have a set timer of how fast it builds. It's only when its health reaches at 5,000 it will actually be complete. Surprisingly, lack of daggers in this force, so this dweller can pay dividends and interest along with it. Because this dweller needs to deploy right now. Nope. Bit too late. More scythe air raids, but they will hit AA this time. And now they're stacking up, and they get sniped down by because they stacked up. And these are going to... Nope, luckily, he gladly moved away. Now the Proto-Purger is out. This is probably the final moments of this game. Will the Proto-Purger break this base, or will he just not, basically? He needs to attack now. He has a Proto-Purger. I believe the human player does realize there's a Proto-Purger out. Perhaps he doesn't. Not sure. Let's see what does he think. He's searching around. I don't think he realized the Proto-Purger is that he had a Proto-Purger. He's going out trying to snipe more and more Mother Goos, which is a good idea. Now the Proto-Purger's on the map. Does he realize? No, he does not actually realize it's there. The Proto-Purger's moving back. He's actually going to the high ground. Now he's like, oh crap. Proto-Purger got a massive shot off in his primary army. The Proto-Purger, yeah, just decimated the defending force. And now, but can he actually crack this large amount of base defenses? I'm not exactly sure. The Proto-Purger does have a huge amount of health and damage potential. And also destroy the conduit wire and didn't research the power upgrade. So yeah, the Proto-Purger probably will win the game. The Proto-Purger has the same minimum damage. He does have a lot of artillery sentinels, but that doesn't really help. Yeah, that's the end of the game. He only is calling back half his force. Well, the heavy force anyways. The light force is still going around. Probably going to try to hit some more Mother Goos. Now his heavy force is actually engaging the Proto-Purger, but the artillery is taking his artillery. There's no more AA left, so his aircraft can reign supreme. But does he have enough aircraft? No, he does not. He's built all those air pads and only has 3 fighters left. Looks like his attacking force was cleaned up, and this is the end of the game. He could have done so much better of how to handle his Mother Goos. He wasted so many of them. Though granted, he did gauge cost effectively against him with all the dwellers, but still, he lost so many Mother Goos needlessly. He's constantly trying to send out his aircraft, but the problem is he has anti-aircraft out, and boom, area effect artillery. All of his primary... Yep. Now he's throwing the GG. Well, this is Lord.agion saying thank you for watching, and signing off.